off today, we are starting with a moisturized and cleansed face. And now moving on to our primer, I am using NYX Angel Veil to prep the face and an extra bit of stick today with NYX Matte Finishing Spray. Now taking the absolute lightest foundation I could find, I am going to dot this over the entirety of my face and my neck, and then I am going to begin blending this out with a damp sponge. I'm going to begin blending in the center part of my face, moving towards the outer perimeter of my face, and then of course blending this into my hairline and blending it onto my ears. Now taking an extra light concealer, I am going to be concealing anywhere that I could get any redness. I don't want any redness popping through our light foundation, so I'm going to apply that in all of those areas first and then blend out with our damp sponge. Now I am going to be taking my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, and I am going to begin taking Soft Light, which is our lightest shade, and pressing this under the eyes with our damp sponge, and then pressing this into the rest of our face so that we have our foundation set. Now taking the shade Sculpt from that same palette, I am going to begin trying to sculpt my face to look a little bit more like Margot Robbie's. Now I'm not saying that I in any way, shape, or form look like that beautiful, beautiful creature, but I'm going to attempt to. Now on her jawline, it is a little bit more rounded than mine, and then here on her forehead, it's almost like she has a muscle in the center of her forehead. She has a little bit of definition there. So I'm basically just going to sculpt out that area, make my 5-head into a 4-head, and then again, like I said, I'm just rounding out my jaw, and where I placed my, like the hollows of my cheek contour, placed it a little bit lower because she has a much shorter face than mine. So I'm just trying to give the illusion that I have the same facial structure as her. Now Margot has much deeper set eyes than I do, so what I'm going to do here is create a little bit of a shadow using a very light hand in that same sculpt shade. I am going to kind of sculpt out a little bit of a eye socket here for me so that my eyes appear a little deeper set. Now I'm going to begin sculpting out my nose. Margot has a much more defined petite nose than I do, so I basically shorten the size of my nostrils and then I am thinning out the actual width of my bridge of my nose. Now we're going to begin doing the face tattoo. I am taking my NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Really liked this liner for doing this. It definitely gave me a nice effect where it did look more like tattoo-esque than an actual eyeliner. And here I am just doing the lettering. Now it says Rotten, and I definitely suggest having some kind of reference point while you're doing this. I had an image pulled up on my phone while I was making this so that I knew exactly what it was that I was doing. Now I will say this is pretty difficult to do on yourself. I did end up doing this on the left side of my face. If you were being absolutely correct to the movie, it would be on the right side of your face, but it was pretty difficult being right-handed to do so. So I did put this on the left side of my face, and it is difficult to do yourself. So if you have a buddy or a pal, I would definitely suggest doing that. If not, good luck. Now I'm going to apply the heart tattoo that goes on her face. It isn't quite at the corner of the eye, it's right where her iris begins. So I took it to where the iris is and then a little bit down below, and we are just going to start drawing our heart shape. Now definitely take your time, and one suggestion I can give is making sure that you keep your brush wet with product. If it gets dry, it will start dragging on the skin and it makes it much more difficult to keep your lines nice and crisp. Now here in a second, I am going to grab my flat top brush with just whatever leftover product we had from pressing the powder onto our face, and I'm going to begin pressing this over the tattoos because they wouldn't be so bold if they were real tattoos. This gives them more of the effect that they're in the skin. Now I'm taking my micro brow pencil from NYX, and I'm going to begin sculpting out her brows. They are much more rounded in the movie, so here I am just creating the shape, and then I am going to grab some dip for brows. And we are going to begin filling in the brows. It was really hard for me not to go instantly to doing the Instagram brow look. So just make sure you're making them a little bit more rounded out and definitely making them filled in. She does have pretty dark brows for being a blonde. Now to make sure that our brows stay in place all day, I'm going to be taking my NYX Brow Mascara Gel and I am going to be combing this through our brows. Now to prime our eyes for our eyeshadow, I am taking my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. This doesn't have to be perfect. We're basically only putting eyeshadow on the lid itself, so you can concentrate it there and then blend this out with your ring finger. Next is Hot Pink. This is a face powder I'm using for the eyes from NYX. These hot powders from NYX were absolutely perfect for this. So what I'm doing is making sure I press this pigment into our eyes. Don't swipe, it doesn't really leave as much power in the pigment. You want to get the truest form of the pigment by pressing it into our eye. And don't be blendy. Don't try to be a perfectionist with this. Harley Quinn is definitely messy with this. She was no makeup artist. She was not being very careful or perfect with this, so definitely try to contain yourself, get a little bit crazy with it, have kind of a controlled chaos situation. So here I've taken a pencil brush and I have just started to make the streaks on the outer side of the face. It almost looks as if she had gotten her makeup wet and it's running down the side of her face. So again, here I'm taking an angled brush and I'm just kind of defining a few of those streaks and getting some more pigment and dimension into this crying mess. Now I'm going to take Hot Blue, which is from NYX as well. It's again one of those face powders, and we're going to begin doing the exact same thing on the opposite side. Now the pink shade is going to go on the right side of your face and the blue is going to go onto the left side of your face. So I'm just repeating the same exact steps over again that we did with the pink with the blue. Again, creating that controlled chaos type of situation. You don't want it to look really sloppy, but you don't want it to look blended and beautifully perfect either. So kind of have some restraint, but go a little crazy with it. Have some fun. Now we're going back to that matte liquid liner and we are going to begin lining our top lash line. I'm going to create a semi-flick here at the outer corner. Again, this does not have to be perfectly on point. Remember, Harley Quinn is kind of a hot mess, so you don't want it to look sloppy, of course. You want, again, a controlled chaos type of situation. Now taking a black liner, I am going to begin lining my waterline as well as tight lining our eyes. She definitely had some nice contrast of the darker colors against the pastels with her makeup. Now apply a few coats of mascara, whichever you want to do. You can apply false lashes at this point. I will say that in the movie, I made sure I looked. She does not have false lashes on in the movie, but it's totally up to you whether you want to apply false lashes or not. I decided to go for the false lashes this time. I just like how it looked as opposed to without, so that's totally up to you, totally optional. You don't have to apply the false lashes here, but I just decided to for this look. Now taking NYX Flamingo, I am going to pop just a little bit of color here on the apples of our cheeks. And because Margot Robbie's lips in the movie, she has a larger lower lip than I do, I'm going to use this tool here and I am going to actually make my lower lip a little bit larger so that my lips appear more like hers in the movie. And then we are going to take a red lip liner, and this one's from NYX, and I'm just going to crisscross at my Cupid's bow first so that I make sure that my Cupid's bow is nice and even. And then I'm going to begin finishing out lining the rest of my lips. I'm going to overdraw slightly at the lower lip just so that I make sure that it definitely looks like my lip is larger down below. And then we are going to take this wonderful matte liquid red lipstick, so we make sure our lipstick stays on all day long, and we're going to begin filling in the rest of our lips. And here we go. This is Harley Quinn. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This was so much fun to make. I'm not gonna lie, I filmed this like 4 different times and I tried out a couple of different things, and sometimes things just didn't work out. It's been a journey, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know that I did enjoy making this, and if you want to see how you can actually get this bat, I do have a tutorial. I have a link for it at the end of the video so you can make your very own. And I love you guys so much, you have no idea. Please wish me good luck. This is my 5th year entering the NyxFaceAwards. Hopefully the 5th year is the charm. I'll have links to all of my social media stuff down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video of mine ever again. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.